Kenya is sub-Saharan Africa's biggest producer of apparel, and AGOA is at the heart of that industry. The African Growth and Opportunity Act waives tariffs on nearly 7,000 goods exported to the United States, and in 2015, it was extended for 10 more years. USAID, through the East Africa Trade and Investment Hub, is working closely with the cotton, apparel, and textile industry in East Africa to address the binding constraints limiting growth, identified as trade policy issues, workforce development, and social welfare and safety standards. The Hub will address these constraints through its Cotton, Textile, and Apparel Industry Expansion Initiative, which aims to create 45,000 jobs in the region in the next 3 years. The initiative will start in Kenya.
Kenya has actually been one of the most forward-leaning East African countries. When we were introducing AGOA, it was first in and adopting the policies required under AGOA. We've already seen $400 million in exports from Kenya since 2015 when the AGOA expansion came through. In addition, we are seeing one of the most creative and active workforces being developed and created here. And it happens to be the center of USAID's Trade and Investment Hub. So we see a lot of opportunity in Kenya, both with the workforce and with the willingness of the government, and I think a lot of creativity with the partners and the companies that are engaged here.
The 10-year AGOA renewal has seen a massive surge in exports and investment here, and the government has also stepped up its support to manufacturers and investment in infrastructure.
The thing that we focused on in the last 3 years as government is actually to try and address the issue around cost of doing business in Kenya. And it's for that reason that we have transformed the port of Mombasa. That port is today 3 times in terms of capacity more than it was about 3-4 years ago. Number 2, we have made significant investments in linking East Africa through the standard gauge railway line. And, infrastructure in roads, in airports. These are all things geared towards making the cost of doing business much, much more affordable and easier than it has been before.
Following AGOA passage in 2000, Global Apparel was the first company to set up in an export processing zone just outside Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Managing Director Narain Shadpuri is proud of being the elder on the AGOA block.
Government is also trying to induce companies that can probably put textile industries here. And once that happens, and Kenya in particular will be one of the leading exporters from Africa. Kenya as it is today is the biggest exporter. That biggest is very small though, but that can expand. So come to Kenya, you'll be looked after well, and the quality garments can be produced here.
In 15 years of operation, the industry has undergone unprecedented shifts in their capacity to respond to consumers' concerns for the social welfare and safety of those individuals making their clothes while maintaining quality product. Pankaj Bedi heads United Aryan Limited, a company that employs 10,000 people in a neighborhood that has been transformed because of job creation.
This industry can really create good jobs. And at the same time, we can have exports and create forex also. So it has dual benefit for the government. They can see that how many jobs we can create if we compare with, let's say, Bangladesh. Bangladesh has 5 million direct jobs. So if we get even 10% of that, it's big for us. So now the government has also initiated training of workers, developing skills. We as a company also do that. So I think the whole idea is evolving. Government is getting connected. They have given a lot of other supports also. They are planning to give energy support. So at least they are listening. They are modifying their policies as per the requirement of that particular industry.
Today we do about $415 million worth of exports. We would like in the next 3 years to be able to exceed the $1 billion mark. And so we've got a short window at the beginning of the 10-year period to actually bring more investors. And we are doing this not on our own, but really with a lot of support from different players, including the Hub, which has been extremely helpful. So I think We listen, we do what we need to do to make it possible, and along the way, hopefully not in too distant future, we should be able to see a win-win situation for the government in attracting investors and for investors making one of the best investment decisions in getting appropriate returns out of Kenya.